Hello and welcome to Shot About It with your host Tisa and
May.
It's been 4 or 5 months since we've done a
A
show.
hot minute.
A lot of hots. Since then, a lot has gone on. The pandemic is harder.
Well, it reduced for a little bit and it came back full force. Just like they predicted.
And so did Sylvia Brown.
I'm talking about the doctors on the New York Times.
I'm talking about the psychic.
I know, the psychic that
and since
is controversial.
Well, he's also got asked to stay on with Biden. So a lot of
Fauci, you mean?
Yes, he's asked.
You said Sylvia Brown.
No, you were talking about Fauci. We've been drinking
already,
so.
About Fauci. I don't know what doctor I was talking about, but he's been on the New York Times once every other month.
Fauci?
No.
What the fuck doctor are you talking about?
It's another one.
So anyways, since the last time that we've been on, we have
moved to Colorado.
And what else?
Got married.
There we go. That's the one I was looking for. But our love doesn't mean anything.
Oh my God.
So we moved to Colorado. Well, first we got married.
Yep.
And then a week later we moved to Colorado. And I have to say the kids are a lot happier. They're happy in the schools out here.
They're a little bit more challenged, which makes them a little bit happier.
And I started school, so I've been busy with school. I quit my job at the library because we were moving, and I haven't found a job yet here, and it kind of sucks because coronavirus, it's like, do I risk my life and go out there and work? Because the only jobs that are hiring are I'm doing the air quotes, essentials, which means they're risking their lives every day. And do I want to risk my life when I myself am immune issued, and if I came and brought it home, my kid is immune issued, and then Amanda's mom and dad are older and immune issued.
Yep.
I should ask you to bring me some more alcohol.
You have
a sip left, my love.
What do you want?
Just bring the bottle of SoCo over here.
All right, ma'am.
Please. I appreciate you, and I love you. So, I am loving it here. I've never been to Colorado before in my life.
I knew she would love it here.
And I love it. Like, we live in this little town that is exactly like the town we lived in, except closer to stores. Let's be honest. We live in the same kind of town. It is, like, older people.
Yeah, but there's a lot of parks. There's a lot of walking and hiking nearby.
There's some kids.
And see, before, it was a half an hour to the grocery store. A half an hour if you wanted to go anywhere. If you needed gas for your car, guess what? You have to drive a half an hour.
And now?
We're a mile from a huge Walmart.
It's not even a mile, is it?
No.
It's like...
No, it's 1.1 mile.
I thought it was like 0.9 miles.
Whatever.
Oh, whatever. So...
My watch says 1.1 mile.
But we also haven't been able to explore much because of the pandemic, which sucks because we came out to do more. It's mostly not even the pandemic. It's fucking cold. Let's be completely honest. We were Arizona babies, and now here we are in snow.
Yeah, but we also don't feel comfortable traveling and seeing places like Boulder and Estes Park. And the other thing is, I want to take you to the museums here because they're the best museums I've ever been to.
But are they open?
Exactly. And I want to take you to the zoo, and I want to take you to the park, and I want to take you to all the things. But we can't. Because it's closed. And they close the restaurants here. We can't even go out to eat if we want to get away from the kids. We can't do anything because it's safer if we stay home.
Yeah.
So, we'll stay home. But... DoorDash works here. DoorDash did not work in Arizona. Yeah, so we have been spoiled.
Yeah, we lived too far out that DoorDash and nobody delivered to us except Papa John's. So we were having to drive into town every day, which it sounds weird because we lived in a big ass city, but we lived like
way out
30
in the
minutes
suburbs, yeah.
out of like the fucking
Tule Wads,
where you get off the freaking freeway to get off.
It's the last exit out of Phoenix when you go to Vegas.
Yeah. I'm hearing something. What am I hearing?
Jace.
No, I'm hearing like...
Oh, it's the fridge.
No.
Doesn't matter?
Well, it was a weird noise.
Okay.
It was going,
I don't know.
Could be Elias, because he fucking talks to himself.
Who knows?
So anyway, we're not going to do shots this episode because we've already been drinking, and we've actually cut down on our drinking. So tonight we're drinking because we can.
And I have a 40 weekend, and this is day 2.
Yeah, so she's actually been relaxing. Like, if you know this woman, she does not relax. Like, it's all work. I need to be go, go, go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Tonight, I suggested we get in our jammies and lay on the couch. And she said thank you to me because it was very nice cuddling on the couch and just watching TV together.
Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy.
Catching up on the shows.
And we had a very stressful day because everybody's been quarantining, so we know that our family is safe. And so we all got together and watched Elf because we all couldn't do Thanksgiving together. We were all stuck. So we went and we saw my nephews and nieces and my sister and her new beau and my mom and dad. And that was nice.
It was.
My mom is a really phenomenal chef, and she's a baker, and she made all of the Christmas things. And I have been overindulging in my mother's fudge. I gotta admit it.
Did you say your mother's fudge?
Yeah, she makes the best fudge.
So, what are you doing to the dog? She was fine.
Like a baby. She's my baby.
So, if you've seen the movie Mermaids, and the way Cher is all about appetizers, this is Amanda's mom. Here.
It's easier to do appetizers with everybody.
It's all about the appetizers here. And it's just funny because we always have appetizers. And because she worked in restaurants her whole life, so she cooks small versions of the food that she cooked in the restaurants.
Yeah.
Like for Thanksgiving, we went over there the weekend. That Saturday after Thanksgiving, we went over there, and she made a bunch of little sandwiches, and the kids were like all about the freaking
Mom,
Reuben.
You never gave me pastrami before. You never gave me a Reuben. Why didn't you ever give me a Reuben? This is a question I get whenever they try something new.
What was that?
I don't know.
She growled? The dog, she's petting the dog, and the dog made a weird noise. So, anyhow. But I think that they're old enough now that, like, they can venture out on their own. But then again, when I didn't venture on my own until I was, like, 18, like, all the vegetables that I'm all about nowadays, my mom never fucking cooked vegetables for us. We only had, like, canned green beans or canned fucking corn, so we never had any vegetables. So when I turned, like, 18 and started going out with my friends a lot and, like, going to restaurants, I learned about food. Or when I started dating women that cooked, like, I learned about foods, and I was just like, I've never had this before. So they can't blame you per se. It's just they need to venture out on their own.
When you cook for your family, you end up cooking the same recipes. That's one of the reasons I like emails so much, is because it gives you a variety, and some of the things are things I'd never cooked before.
I miss my mom's cooking. I should tell her to send some fucking food.
If you want to, I'll eat it.
Oh, I know you would. I'm going to ask Poopsie to send me her salsa. I'm just going to ask everybody to send me something. So this year I've been reading my family's updates on like Facebook and everything, and a lot of them are saying we're not making tamales this year. So that's sad.
Yeah. It is sad. I mean, we could try to make tamales if we wanted to. I know Didn't Sherry say she wanted to make some?
I think she did.
Yeah.
There's going to be new names that y'all need to learn. Sherry is her stepmom, who we call
my
mom.
That's the cook. I've been calling her mom since we moved here. Because it's been 30 years too late. I should have been calling her that the whole time.
Well, I've been calling her grandma because I talk to the kids, and I'm like, your grandma or grandpa. Like today, I was like, we need to leave. Grandpa's tired.
Yeah, but when I talk to Jess, I talk about mom and dad.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's time. And I'm here. And I want to be a part of their life, and I want to be able to help take care of them. So.
Can we take shots of our drinks?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just drinking a fucking seltzer.
Drinking SoCo and Sprite. It's my second one. I'm fucking tired because last night I don't think I got very much sleep.
You didn't.
I went to bed like at 3 again.
And when you have a house full of teenagers, which there was, let's see, Dex is the smallest and he was 10. And then everybody else is teenagers. We have a 17-year-old, 2 15-year-olds, and then a 13-year-old, and then a 10-year-old. That's a lot of energy.
I was so drained. I was like, it's time to go home. And they're like, why are you drained? Why are you drained? Like, because I'm fucking tired. Like, there's so much energy and yelling at the kids to stop kicking each other and stop pulling knives on. Like, these motherfucking kids were pulling knives on each other. Like, how fucking redneck crazy can you get? Like, Jace was pulling a big-ass knife out on her freaking cousin, and he had a little version of that one. And I was like, you guys stop, please. And then they left for a while. They were gone for a pretty good, like, maybe an hour. The kids actually left the fucking house and went with their cousins, and they went on a walk by the lake. Like, which, you can't do that shit in Arizona. Like, it's too fucking hot most of the time, and right now is a good time.
Well, not to mention the fact that there's not any lakes to be had nearby.
Not at all. Like, everywhere there's some kind of water here.
Yeah, we walk a mile, there's a pretty lake.
But they went out, and they went walking for,
and
like...
friends.
And then we find out in the car, listen to this, people. Listen to this. Jace, well, Sindel has come out as non-binary and wants to be called Jace. If it's a phase or if it's true, who cares? We're letting them live their life.
Jace.
And we're letting them live their life and accepting and...
Their pronouns are they and them.
Pronouns are they and them.
And this is something new that we're still getting used to, so we might say she sometimes, but it's they and them.
Sometimes we'll say Jace or Sindel. Mostly I've been learning Jace a lot.
We've been really working hard.
But this motherfucker, so we were out last time, a week ago, we went over there, and they were like, I want to go on the lake. And I said, no, you cannot walk down there on the lake. And they're like, yes, I want to go on the lake. I said, no, you'll fall through. So they didn't have any supervision, and her and her little cousin, who's 10 years old, went out on the lake and stood on the lake, and they were like, it wasn't that hard, it wasn't that bad, it didn't go through, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, listen, if you go out on the lake and it breaks, then you go through, and then the water will freeze above you again, and how are we going to get you? And you're going to die. I was like, I really don't want you to die. And they're like, I didn't know. Because, like, we've never lived in this kind of area, and they're young enough to not know what's going on, and, like, science, and, like, when we were kids in the 80s, we watched the movies about this shit, where the kids were fucking getting killed and falling through lakes or going in quicksand. So they haven't experienced that stuff, where we saw these things and we're like, we're not going out on the lake.
So let's talk about quicksand, which is not very deadly. Why do you think they talked about quicksand so much when we were kids?
Because it was deadly. If you moved around, you get sunk. Most people sink.
Yeah, but quicksand mostly isn't that deep.
How do you know?
Because I've read about it. I listen to all the podcasts.
Okay, so who have you heard and read that was actually... Science people. I would like some names. Like,
I just want to know why it was such a huge thing, and everybody talked about it. It's not in the media anymore, but when we were kids, quicksand was all over the place. So I'm just saying, why was that such a cultural phenomenon 20 years ago?
You know why? What movie was it where they were in the quicksand?
Jones?
Indiana Jones had quicksand?
I don't
Did
know.
they? No, The kid with the horse. We've been drinking, you guys. So
oh, never ending story.